Hey guys, okay, I am a little late, but I did want to make this known because it's no shade, it's not throwing any type of shade to Ellen DeGeneres or Dr. Phil. Okay, I love their work. They do an excellent job at what they do. Um, However, I do think that Ayanla is better than Dr. Phil. But, but, I'm not sure. I think I wrote her too. I'm not sure. I think I did. I'm pretty sure. You know what? I did write Ayanla. But this is not towards Ayanla. I mean, if anything, it would be towards the people who have the authority to gather up the people who wrote the information in order to get some help. So it's not them in general. It's not Ellen DeGeneres. It's not Dr. Phil. It is someone else who gathers the information and then shares it with Dr. Phil. Okay. Um, and if there is a thing to where Dr. Phil or Ellen DeGeneres, if they look at, even Ayanla, um, even if they do look at the information and then they say, hey, I want to do this story, I'm not sure if they're allowed to do that. If it's, I think it has to go by another group of people in order to them to issue out the meeting for them to try to get the person's attention and start developing a story that will broadcast for them. Um, I wrote, and this was like about a few years ago, and then I think Ayala was a couple years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, probably 2 years ago, or a year ago. But I know Dr. Phil was about 4 years ago, or at least 3 or 4 years ago, probably three. And Ellen DeGeneres, oh my gosh, I think hers was like around the same time, but even a little bit longer when she had her show airing and she was like really big. Um, but I felt like I'm gonna be real honest, but I felt like I had more detailed information. Not that anyone else didn't, but I felt like the stories that I wrote to them were more deeper. It had more details in it about what was going on, what I was needing, what do I want to see done. It had enough questions and it had enough statements. Then I'm figuring out that I'm seeing and I'm gonna have to. This is when Ellen DeGeneres was like helping people, just giving them money, you know. But Ellen DeGeneres wasn't really like a therapist type of person. So I can give her a little bit, um, um, I mean, an excuse to not really do that much, even though she can help people. But I'm gonna scoot it on over to Dr. Phil. Um, Dr. Phil, I've been seeing him having people come on his show who have later been known to be making things up just for publicity. And I'm going to give it to you 100%. I'm not making any of my stories up. My stories are 100% real. They need 100% attention, and it will help so many people. But my thing is, like, not to say that the stories that they develop on there for broadcasting, not to say that they don't help other people, but I feel like, some people are acting and they know they're acting, and so I'm like, okay, but what about reaching out to someone who is not going to act, but is really seeking help and can 97% out of 100 be the main teacher and the main demonstrator that's going to help other people change the way they act because they have a good role model in front of them who's been through a whole lot and still know how to maintain their responsibility and how they carry themselves whenever they're out there and about doing what they do every day, trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. You know, not that everybody else hasn't been through it enough or been through something that they can have as a testimony, and it's like, wow, you're still strong because you're like, no one would ever tell that this has happened or that has happened. And so, what is it? So, anyway, it's gone. So I was like, okay, so I'm starting to see, like, for instance, I you broadcast a boy who mother spends a whole bunch of money on them and they go shopping. Okay, that is one thing. But what is so life changing about that? What is so life changing about you knowing to teach your children to be thankful for about the stuff that you give them? Okay, that somebody else could have broadcasted that, especially if it's a therapist show. Um, then another boy who went to college, um, wants people to believe that he's a cyborg, and you broadcast that, like, that's not important. Let's get to the real basis of people who have been through something and try to let them get a chance to be heard, because I mean, it's not that many people like me who is going to give you factual information and still be right about it, um both ways, even if I dealt with it or if I didn't deal with it. My information is going to be more factual and it's going to be more um of an influence to the public. So I just felt like, I wrote Dr. Phil probably be like 2 or 3 times, and Ellen DeGeneres, I wrote her about 1 or 2 times. And I'm like, why is it that they are broadcasting, especially, I mean, it just didn't make any sense. It's like you're giving things to people who I feel already have ways to get help easily without them going on the show and broadcasting. And then here I am with an opportunity that awaits. And you guys have not even reached out to me or anything like that. Like, at least you could have done is emailed me and told me we've reviewed your story, blah, 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 blah. Nobody has did anything like that. Nobody has came and told me that they have reviewed my information. No one had sent me a message on Facebook, no email, no phone call. It was absolutely nothing. No letter in the mail, because you guys ask for these personal information and then you don't even reach out to them, let them know anything. You send them a notification, letting them know that there is a giveaway. Okay, how many people are going to be affected by that? Okay, 9 times out of 10, I was not going to be the one to get the prize. If you was going to do the giveaway, you're going to give it to someone who lives in someone who has a mortgage already. That's who you're giving the giveaway to. So I had a bit of an issue with that, because here it is, you can let someone's testimony be so good and benefit so many people in so many ways, but instead you let people be unrecognized because of what you feel is going to make a certain amount of money or a certain amount of views. But that's like saying that I'm not going to make a certain amount of money and I'm not going to make a certain amount of views based on the information that I provide. You know, even though at the end of the day, y'all are making the money, my thing is, I just think it would be a little bit more um, beneficial to allow people who are mature, moderate, strong, people who have been through a lot and are still standing through um, the recovery of being um, a reflection of the past, then I think that it would be most beneficial for you to at least acknowledge that person. at least send me a letter letting me know that you guys read my message or something, because it's been about 5 years and I haven't heard anything back. It's been about 6, 7, 8 years and I haven't heard anything back, and I'm like, okay, they continue to broadcast people who have their family on there, and their family is sitting up there laughing or joking, thinking it's funny. And yes, that is a way for you to let other people know that this is how some people families act. That is true. But you have someone who has a gold like standard of information, who is who should not be ignored. And then it's like you guys are allowing people to just act for fun. And I'm like, okay, so now I don't even take Dr. Phil seriously. The show I don't take seriously at all. Because it's like they want people to act for views, and I'm not gonna act for views. So I mean, it's been some years now. So I mean, like, you know, whatever, you know, because I know that I was supposed to have been seen for who I was at that point in time, so that people can be reached out and understand that some people like me actually still exist. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Peace.